Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So yesterday, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom came out. I picked it up, kind of half on a whim. I was thinking for a long time about picking up Breath of the Wild, but this one came out, so I got it. I'm not going to make a lot of videos for this game. I think it's just like, it's too long, and like I feel like my style is not really suited towards covering console games. I'm not good at reacting, you know? Not good at live streaming. I'm better at analysis or that kind of thing. But here I thought it'd be fun to maybe talk about my history with Zelda games, and then talk about some first impressions about playing this game. But I played 1 and 2, of course, on the Nintendo. I played the Game Boy one, Link's Awakening. That one I can highly recommend. If you want some kind of retro Zelda action that maybe you haven't played before, that one's really good. It recently got a remake, I think, for Switch. That might be worth picking up, actually. And then I played the Super Nintendo, Link to the Past. That was excellent, of course. And then on Nintendo 64, Ocarina of Time. And that's the last Zelda game I've ever played. So yeah, it has been a while. And then here, I want to change the voices to Japanese, of course. See, French, German, Spanish, Italian, Russian. I had a heart attack. I didn't see Japanese, but then it's actually before the default English, so we were able to get that in there. Thank God. But I don't think Link talks in here, outside of his usual, like, grunts, you know? That's in keeping with previous Zelda games. If you asked me to pick a favorite Zelda game, I don't think I could answer. A few years ago, I played 2 again and was really impressed. That was always super hard when I was a kid. But playing as an adult, you know, I was able to get through it and kind of have a much better appreciation for it. They never really went back to that style, but I thought they made it very compelling. But I think it's... I love 1. I love Link to the Past. I love Ocarina of Time. Yeah, they're all 10s in my book. One thing I've never done, though, is play the kind of the second quest in Legend of Zelda. I might want to do that sometime soon. But yeah, can't pick a favorite. Alright, but here's me, kind of playing the game. First impressions, 1, kind of the look of stuff. Cell shading, I guess you call it. That's a new thing, of course. New for me. I'm sure a lot of this game is very familiar to people that have played Breath of the Wild. But more kind of the aesthetic struck me. Like the Lost Civilization, you know? Kind of looks like, you know, Mayan runes or Egyptian hieroglyphics. Very, very influenced by stuff like Ghibli films, you know? Old Ghibli films like Rapita or Nausicaa. Or the Eco games. Shadow of Colossus, The Last Guardian. I also said in a community post, but the last console game that I bought at launch was The Last Guardian. That was also like a religious experience. I can highly recommend that too. And then the music kind of reminds me of like John Cage or Philip Glass. I mean, so much of music reminds me of that, but kind of more like tonal music rather than melodic music. And so like that, just kind of a more silent, you know, experience overall. And then going through the ruins of like the lost civilization. Like, I've known about all of this stuff for, you know, a very long time. But I haven't seen it in such a mainstream, mainline game. So it's kind of shocking to see it in this context. But like in Near Reincarnation as well, we're seeing a lot of the same sort of sensibilities there. And it's very cool. Very cool to see it. But other first impressions as far as gameplay and stuff, there's a lot of like systems and stuff going on. Like we see a temperature gauge there. If it's too cold or too hot, you take damage. I guess that's a like a common thing that you find in open world games, which I'm not very familiar with. I'm trying to think of what other open world games I've played, and it's like Minecraft? Although that's different, because that doesn't really have any like missions or objectives or story. I got bored of that after like 3 days. And then I guess Shadow of Colossus? Does that count as an open world game? It definitely leads you, you know, in specific directions because you use your sword to shine the light. So I don't know if that counts. But like, yeah, MMOs. Never played an MMO. But another thing surprising about playing this game, was like I heard that it had, you know, the same map as Breath of the Wild. So I was assuming we were going to be walking around on the ground in Hyrule. But we start the game in the sky. That was kind of surprising to me. I don't know if this island, this Sky Island, was in the Breath of the Wild. But I was like reading stuff about this game in Breath of the Wild, and then hearing that it kind of shared a map made me feel like I could like skip Breath of the Wild and go straight to this game. But I don't know if this was like a curveball by the developers. To make it new, even though it's in the same world. Alright, so here I'm trying to deal with the low temperature, which will drain my life. I set my stick on fire, you know, in order to give me heat, but then talking to the guy extinguished it. That was infuriating. And I guess you can cook, you know, to make yourself warmer, but I haven't figured out that yet. I am eating cooked stuff, but I don't think it's actually raising my temperature. So I'm just eating it to fill my life bar as I try to dash back towards the fire there. I'm a little put off with all of the systems and things, but I kind of feel like it's just a thing about modern console gaming where there's just a bunch of stuff to do. It's not enough for there to be like exploration and battle and inventory management. There's got to be a bunch of other stuff as well. But I know that one controversial thing about this game in Breath of the Wild is like your weapons breaking very quickly. It hasn't bothered me very much so far because there's just so many weapons lying around. But we'll see how it goes from now. But yeah, just kind of going up on this little outcropping, sort of look around and see where I need to go next. I need to get to that temple with the glowing green thing above it, so I'm trying to see what kind of path I can take. And then my stick breaks, so now I'm cold again. So yeah, this is kind of annoying. This is not the kind of gameplay I want to be doing. But overall, super impressed with the game. Blown away with the aesthetic. And then just kind of the bigness, you know? The size of the maps, the detail of all of the little forests and trees and things and lakes and whatever. Very, very impressed so far. Okay, that'll do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.